Hello. Right now, I've been asked by quite a lot of people, how do I know if the spirit vessel has got a spirit attached to it? Right now, obviously, this is a latest one that I've got. Her name's Trudy. I only got her a couple of weeks ago and I haven't really spoken to her because obviously myself, what I tend to do is I like to let them settle in. Now obviously they get boxed up and they follow the vessel around basically. So if the vessel was to go overseas, obviously the spirit attached to it would also have to travel overseas. Now what I do is I normally say hello to them, welcome them in. So what I've done tonight is I've been and put a candle, lit a candle. It's lavender, because I find that lavender gives you that very relaxed mood in the air. Okay, now I've also got an EMF meter. Now it may go off straight away, it may not, because obviously I've been talking to you now for a minute, and you know, Trudy can hear me even though I cannot feel her presence in the room right now. But I am sort of getting a cold kind of like feeling down my right hand side, so I do know about sort of thing. So what I would say to you is, if you've got a young spirit attached to the vessel, it would probably reply and respond a lot quicker because they've got so much energy. Now I do find that the vessels over say 30 years of age and up, the slower the response. So if I was to ask a question to one of them, if they were say 89, instead of it coming back quite quick, it would take a long time for them to approach me because their energy is so old. Okay, now obviously once you get them to the vessel and you start talking to them, the more they feel your energy and it helps them. Whereas I find with the younger ones, they come forward a lot quicker. So we're going to see if Trudy is going to talk to me tonight. Now I'm going to turn on the EMF meter and I'm going to just place it there. Now as you can see, it flickered, but it's very faint. Okay, now all I can say about Trudy is she was 2 years old when she passed over and died. Now her previous owners told me she don't remember much from her short life, just her name and a few other words. She likes nursery rhymes and silly songs. She is very scared of cats and dogs and cries if they get too close to her. Now I have explained to Trudy that I have got 2 cats and a dog, but she is somewhere really safe, so they will not approach her. Now the only one that's really approached Trudy is my dog, and she sniffed her. Okay, now obviously Trudy, you know, may have got upset, but I think she settled in quite well, because as you can see, the EMF meter is going up. So hello Trudy, I know you're 2 and you can't say a lot, you don't remember a lot. Are you happy that you're here with me? Can you make the lights go up? Thank you. I've got some balls in front of you. Now remember Trudy, this will burn. You can blow it out to let me know that you're here, but just don't put your hand on it, okay? Now these, Trudy, they light up, look. And I thought that you might like to try and light them up for us to let us know you're here. So you can either make the meter shoot up, thank you, or if you want, you can play with the balls. Now I always leave Trudy a ball on her lap so that, you know, she can play with it when I'm not around and flash it and make it, you know, pretty colours. There is a few little bits and bobs around, you know, like a little light that she can play with as well, so that I know. So Trudy, do you want to make the light flash on the ball? Thank you, Trudy. As you can see, Trudy is making it flash green. And the higher it goes, the more powerful her energy is around this area by the doll, okay? Thank you, Trudy. Can you sing a nursery rhyme? No? I don't really know nursery rhymes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the speed generator on, okay? Now obviously I will turn it up, and maybe you might speak to us, okay? Now I ain't going to put the mic on for this. Success. Does that mean you've got success because you're here with me and the dogs and cats have been staying away? Witness? What have you witnessed? What have you witnessed then? Oh, I know what she might have witnessed, but I can't say anything about it. Yeah, it wasn't very nice, was it? But it don't matter, Trudy. Everything's fine. Can you light the ball up for me then, Trudy? Can you light the ball up? I bet you had loads of pretty toys, didn't you, when you was on this earth? Oh, thank you, Trudy. You can get the EMF meter up to yellow. Oh, wow. Now, as you can see, she is here because her presence is getting more and more stronger. Now, I would say, if you do get a haunted dolly, even if you don't sit down like I am tonight, talking to them, you know, chatter away to them while you're walking around the house, even if they're not in the room, because basically their spirit and their energy is still with you, even though you've got the doll maybe upstairs in a bedroom or in a back room. Now, I will tell you, if you box the dolly up and wrap it up, thank you, Trudy. If you box the dolly up and wrap it up securely in a box and places it in a cupboard, that spirit will not come forward again because you've trapped it, okay? And obviously because you've trapped it in this box, okay, it's not going to come out and haunt you and talk to you and be with you, okay? Now, like I said before, you may have a few dollies that people's advertised as well, saying that they're negative. Now, this isn't always the case, okay? Thank you, Trudy. I'm hoping Trudy is going to make one of the balls flashes for us, okay? But because she's only 2, obviously she don't really know a lot what was going on around her, okay? you know, so she probably just remembers the good times of when she was on this plane. So she probably remembers the cuddles and the kisses, and, you know, having a face and having a bath, and maybe going out for a push in the pram. I mean, she may have learned to crawl and be crawling around, but she won't really know anything else. And also, I do believe that Trudy, it was so young that she probably won't remember any of the details of how she passed over. Okay, now obviously, you know, she may say she was wet. Thank you, Trudy, thank you so much. Now, because I'm trying to explain to you a little bit about Trudy's past and how the vessels work, she's letting me know that she's here because, you know, she's so strong, look, so she knows that I know that she knows that she's welcome here, even though I don't know nothing about her. Okay, now as I was saying, some dollies may have a review saying they're negative. Now obviously you've got to think in your mind and take your instinct and think, this dolly is only like this because she didn't understand what was going on in the world at that time. Okay, so say if somebody passed over for suicide, it just means that their mental state wasn't so capable as it was in these day and ages, you know. So you may have somebody that died, you know, at say 19 in say 1800s. They didn't have counsellors for them to go and talk to and things like this. So you've got to remember, even though, you know, they might be banging on the walls and they might be knocking things off, it's because nobody is actually listening to their story. Okay, now at the end of the day, each one of these spirits has got their own story to tell us. Okay, but because, thank you Trudy, because some of people think, oh no, that's got a negative, I don't want anybody negative in. Now don't get me wrong, there is a few vessels out there have got very, very nasty spirits attached to them. Now all I can say is, unless you know what you're doing, okay, I wouldn't advise anybody who wants to, you know, try talking to spirit vessels to do so unless you know what you're doing. Okay, yes, I've got quite a few vessels here myself, but you know, it feels so nice in my house, the atmosphere. There's no negative energy around. It's like you kind of like walk into the room and it is so relaxing and calm. I mean, some nights I come up here and I talk to my vessels and I don't even, you know, turn the EMF meter on or even turn the spirit box on, because I just moan and groan about my day basically. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I know they're spirit dolls. Some people might think, oh, she's nuts, she's talking to dollies and there's nothing there. But, you know, there is. Everywhere there is ghosts walking around, okay? They might not stay on this plane for long, they might pop off. But, you know, everybody that passes on, whether it's your nan, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your great aunt, whoever it may be, they are always there watching and taking care of you. And the only way you will really take much notice is if you find a feather on the floor. If, say, you're watching a film and the film flicks over to a different channel and there's something that reminds you about the loved one you've lost, you know. I mean, one day me and my mum was out and my cousin passed away, and everywhere we went we kept seeing a kind of coat with his name on it. It was so bizarre, but we knew that he was at peace because he showed us a sign to say that he was at peace and he was watching over us, you know. So this is why I love my spirit vessel dolls. But I will tell you as well that spirits don't just attach to dolls, they can attach to ornaments, jewellery, pictures, paintings, you know, anything. So say if you're, I don't know, say if somebody had a favourite pair of socks that they wouldn't get rid of, or, you know, they wouldn't part with no matter what, they could be attached to them socks. You know, yes, you won't know if any spirits are attached unless you do the EMF meter testing, obviously. I mean, I know that some dollies will actually physically move the vessel to a different position. They may even move it a meter away. Some vessels will make crockery shake. Some vessels will bang on the wall. Some vessels will open up doors. Some vessels will turn the lights on and off. But you have got to remember, when you invest in a vessel, they're in your home, they're part of your family, so you need to include them when you are there. So, you know, even if you go downstairs to make a cup of tea, or you come in, you know, don't just say hello to the dog and the cat. Say hello to everybody. I mean, if they know that they're wanted around your house, they will be a lot more active and they will come forward a lot more. But if you give out the sense that you don't believe that they work, and you kind of like ignore them, they are going to go dormant and they're going to stay in the background because they're going to feel as though they're not wanted, basically. But I am so proud that, you know, Trudy come forward for me today. I thought she might have been a little bit more sceptical because obviously a new mummy now is taking care of her. I will take this one very slow because I think she'd rather play more than talk. I may even consider seeing if I could get a little loop going in here on a recorder with some nursery rhymes for her, because I do believe that if I start talking to her and singing songs to her and reading stories to her, I think she will come forward a lot sooner. Now, some of my vessels are a lot older, you know, so obviously you just give them the space. So if you decide that you want to talk to a vessel and you feel in your mind's eye and in your gut that they, you know, don't want to talk, thank you, Trudy, they don't want to talk to you, you know, don't think, oh, it's not working. It just means they're trying to put their trust in you, okay? Because at the end of the day, you know, they've been living in somebody else's house, they've moved out, you know, and they are a little bit cautious because they're probably thinking, you know, do they think this is a gimmick? Do they think, you know, I'm not real? You know, and all this. So they have got their own doubts, like everybody. We all got our doubts, you know. How can a spirit be attached to a vessel? You know, you've literally got to kind of like treat them as part of the family, you know, talk to them. No, you don't have to ask them if they want, you know, a cup of tea or if they want a biscuit. But no doubt, you know, if you think they might like a bit of biscuit, offer it, because in their eyes it's like you are offering them something, so you're making them feel welcome. I mean, I know Beatrice, I had no Ivy, she don't like Christmas, but she's in a Christmas dress, so I bought her a new dress, even though she hasn't got it on. I feel as though Ivy's put her trust in me, and she is a negative witch, you know. So at the end of the day, I gave her an offering, you know. Yeah, I might come back one day and I might have an offering off her, but she might move something. And this is how you build up a trust. So it's like you're building up a trust in a new friend. And if that spirit don't feel safe around you, eventually I do think that they made her nasty, because obviously you're not taking no notice of them, you know. And if you're going to treat them as though there's nothing wrong with them and all this, it's going to upset them. So you're going to give them all negative energy because you yourself don't believe in them. So I thought I would just do this quick video, you know, just to explain. I mean, I can't believe that Trudy is so beautiful, and I am so proud that, you know, after a week she literally activated the EMF meter for me, and I just simply come in and I just literally moaned, "Thank you, Trudy." I literally just moaned in front of my dollies what a bad day I've had, what a good time I've had, you know. And then I just kind of like said, I hope you've all had a wonderful time yourself, you know. And she's come forward first time for me, kind of like seeing if there was any activity. So this is why I'm very proud. Thank you, Trudy. Can you light the ball up for me, Trudy? Just show me how you light that ball up. Go on, make the ball go flashy. Are you getting tired now, Trudy? Is it gone past your bedtime, darling? Now, as you can see, there's not a lot of activity now, so obviously she started to withdraw, sort of thing, because I think, you know, with Trudy, she's only 2, so her spirit is going to be strong, and then it's going to fade a little bit because she's got to get her own excitement up, sort of thing, you know. And with the older ones, because their energy is so old, you yourself needs to pump your energy, your good energy, back into them to bring them forward, to help them. And once you've got that connection, it will be stronger each time you talk to the vessel. So I'm going to say good night now and let Trudy have a little bit of peace and quiet. So until next time.